Jananim Sharadam Devi Ramakrishna Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. We are entering into a new chapter, chapter number 12. The festival at Pānihāti. Monday, June 18th, 1883, Sri Ramakrishna had been invited to the great religious festival at Pānihāti near Calcutta. This festival of flattened rice was inaugurated by Raghunath Das, a disciple of Sri Chaitanya. In those days when Chaitanya was there in the world, when Sri Ramakrishna came, it is many centuries have passed since the Chaitanya. It is said that Raghunath used to run away from home secretly, practice his devotions, and enjoy the bliss of spiritual ecstasy. One day, Nityananda said to him, "Thief, you run away from home and enjoy the love of God all alone. You hide it from us. I shall punish you today. You must arrange for a religious festival and entertain the devotees with flattened rice." Look at the type of punishment. Because he is enjoying the bliss of God all alone. Nityananda is giving him, you have to share, make all devotees enjoy the company of God. Since then, the festival has been annually celebrated at Pānihāti by the Vaishnavas. Thousands of the followers of Chaitanya participate in it. Those who are in the tradition, Chaitanya tradition, all devotees. Its chief feature is the singing of the names and glories of God, Sankirtan, and the dancing of the devotees in religious fervor. The center of festivity is the temple of Ramakrishna, built on the bank of Ganges in Pānihāti area of Kolkata. On the bank of Ganga, there is a temple, Radha-Krishna temple, and there the festivity takes place. And the background is given how the past history which made this festival to appear. Behind most of the festivals that we see in Hinduism, like Krishnashtami, Ramanavami, Durga Puja, Shivratri, all these are based on the timings of the season associated with these devatas. Rainy season, where spring, a particular festival is observed. After the harvest is over. Like that, it is associated with the cycles of nature. Nature cycle we go with the most of the festivals. But some festivals are there associated with the life of certain great people. Now, the birthday of a particular saint is celebrated. Now, Buddha, the day of enlightenment, the day of his Mahasamadhi, and day of his birth are together on the Buddha Purnima. Like those things which are associated with the person's enlightenment or something, some rare occasion. Now here, this festival of Pānihāti is associated with a particular devotee of God who is to stealthily go away and enter into the solitude and slowly enter into his inner world and enjoy the bliss of the transcendental and come away silently and attend to his day-to-day activities of life. Then one of his senior authority now, Chaitanya and Nityananda were there together. So Nityananda observes this when all are striving to reach that state, and he has reached that state where he can experience God directly and be in the ocean of bliss. He is alone enjoying, all are struggling to reach that state yet. So he wanted all to share. See, to be in the company of a realized soul. He has realized God and he is enjoying it and coming. Now, the Bhakta, Bhagavan and Bhagavata, they belong, a person who has realized God, he is with God. To be in his company is to be in company of God. These people are striving. So he wanted all to share his company. And then he wants him to make a festival where all these devotees of God will join together, sing the glories and name of God, who has enlightened that person seeking enlightenment, dance in ecstasy. When an enlightened soul in ecstasy, he invokes, initiates the same awareness in the mind of others. If one person has realized God, his presence invokes the same awarenesses the enlightened person has. So he is in ecstasy, all are in that state. Just like I start laughing, or it induces all others to laugh. I am in grief, I weep, or it induces all others to weep, because we are accustomed to weeping and laughing at the physical level. Now when the same thing happens at another level of consciousness where he is experiencing God, one who has experienced God, one who has realized God, has a power to lift the awareness to a higher level of the people who are around. And we give a simulation, direct simulation of the as it is happening in his mind is being experienced by others. So there, these people also enter into ecstasy. May not be that they will be able to attain the same state at home or elsewhere, but in his company of the enlightened soul, a person can easily raise, his very presence makes the people raise their mind to that level of consciousness. So that Sri Ramakrishna has been invited by the person who is looking after the temple. Master had been invited to the festival by Manisen, who was the custodian of the temple. Ram, Yam, Rakhal, Bhavnath and a few other disciples went with the master in a carriage. Rakhal and Bhavnath we have seen, they used to enter into ecstasy and be unaware, totally unaware of the external world and their own bodily existence. They used to lie down on the floor in ecstasy. So with them, Sri Ramakrishna is going. A few other disciples went with the master in a carriage. On his way to Pānihāti, Sri Ramakrishna was in a light mood and joked with the youngsters. All these are youngsters. They are in their 18s. And Thakur is very happy. And they don't have any obligations or duty towards the world, and are filled with divine awareness and want to realize God. And what more is needed for a realized soul than a company who seeks God and who is not interested in the world? So he is making jokes and enjoying the company. So Sri Ramakrishna is fully in a joyful mood with the youngsters who are absolutely pure to the core. And in that company, it is as good as even we, when we see small children, 3-year, 4-year children, playing or coming to us, how much we enjoy. More younger they are, more we enjoy. Why? Total freedom we have with them. And they are so innocent. You can recognize their innocence. You can recognize their purity. How pure they are. Not touched by the world. They are not under any obligations. They are not driven by any urges and drives of inner world. So much of purity, so much of divinity they manifest, children. So we feel free and a little attractive if they are. Still more we enjoy. Like that is this group. Pure, they are eternally pure. We attain purity through great difficulty, through great sadhana. But Naren and all, these people, Rakhal, Bhavanath and all, they are born pure and they remain pure. So with them, Sri Ramakrishna is coming to Pānihāti and he is so full of joy. One way he is going to a festival where people dance and enjoy the company of God. In singing the names and glories of God, they find great joy. And here we see this company of this. He is free, totally free from within and from without. And you can see he is free from all bounds now. He is going in that way, talking to the children. Now you see. But as soon as the carriage reached the place of festival, the carriage was moving, the festival where it was going on, the carriage entered the premises and has reached the spot, reached the place of the festival. The master, to the utter amazement of devotees, shot into the crowd. He was in the carriage, jumped out and shot into the crowd. He joined the Kirtan party of Navadvip Goswami, Manisen's guru, and danced, totally forgetting the world. Manisen is the temple authority, custodian, and his guru is Navadvip Goswami, who is there singing and dancing with them. He immediately goes and joins them and starts dancing, totally forgetting the world. Every now and then he stood still in samadhi, dancing. He is now and then entering into samadhi, his whole body becoming still. Carefully supported by Navadvip Goswami, the Goswami who was dancing. When he joined, he is taking care of him, the master, for the fear he might fall down to the ground. Thousands of devotees were gathered together for the festival. Wherever one looked, there was forest of human heads. Crowds seemed to become infected by the Master's divine fervor and swayed to and fro, chanting the name of God until the very air seemed to reverberate with it. The Master, see, huge group we see in Pandharpur, the festival going on, lakhs of people moving from all sides flowing into the lakhs. They flow into the temple area. They dance in joy. They move in joy, singing similarly, the Puri Jagannath temple, car festival, we see thousands of people gathering together like that. And when they see the Master dancing, immediately they all join and they start dancing. As the Thakur is dancing, they are all moving to and fro themselves and dancing and going. They sway to and fro, chanting the name of God, until the very air seemed to reverberate with it. Drums, cymbals, and other instruments produced melodious sounds. The atmosphere became intense with spiritual fervor. Spiritual, now, for many times, you see, when we gather together, we may be unaware of the external world, but in spiritual awareness, in normal awareness in the world, we join together after a long time, suppose, relatives, friends, and all these. We might have forgotten the world or a music concert. We might forget ourselves of the external, all my duties, responsibilities, family, this and I might have forgotten. But I am in the same level of consciousness. I am in the physical plane, but unaware of the other things. Because of this intensity, my mind is captured there at physical level. I am in the physical awareness, forgetful of certain things. But here spiritual, when we say spiritual fervor, it is at a higher level of consciousness. This world, they are not at the physical level. Now, even we see often we are doing spiritual practices and all that we are doing at the physical, gross physical level. Actually, spiritual practices should be the struggle to enter into the higher level of consciousness, where I am not aware of my own body and this world. To be forgetful of my duties and responsibilities and be present to a present situation is different from being at a higher level of consciousness, unaware of the physical world. We become totally independent of the physical and level of existence. I don't even know who is by my side because I am not aware of my bodily existence, spiritual existence and bodily existence. And a spiritual fervor means I am forgetting my body in the awareness of the divine. So here we see that it is the devotees felt that Gauranga himself was being manifested in the person of Sri Ramakrishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Gauranga is there. Now he has entered as if the Ramakrishna, the same thing what was happening at the time of Chaitanya is happening now. Thousands of people mad with the divine awareness are dancing around Sri Ramakrishna. Flowers were showered from all sides at his feet and head. From all sides they are throwing flowers. The shouting of the name Hari was heard even at distance, like rumbling of the ocean. All are shouting together, like rumbling ocean. If you stand, one after the other wave is making sound, and with gusto it's running about here and there. The waves, how the roaring of this ocean will be heard, like that the Hari name is being heard. Sri Ramakrishna entered by turn into all modes of ecstasy, in various moods. When the moods change, the style in which we dance changes. Our abhabhava, the internal feelings and movements change as the awareness change. So there is a lot of difference with, suppose he is in the awareness of bhakta, like Hanuman, his dance is entirely different. If he is in the Radha mode of being with Krishna, his movements are entirely different. His dance is entirely different. The Hanuman mood and the Radha mood are entirely different. How Radha would have danced seeing Krishna and how Hanuman would have danced seeing Rama, you can imagine yourself. So there was Sri Ramakrishna entered by turn into all modes of ecstasy, in whatever way the ecstasy can be attained. In deep samadhi, it stood still. When in deep samadhi means we identify, we are seeing the duality. I am seeing God in ecstasy. I am becoming one with the God in ecstasy. This oneness of the be it absolute, the Advaitic truth, one without a second, or I being one with the my Ishtadevata. I, as if a river is entering into ocean to become ocean. How that would be experienced. Now, when that oneness is coming, the whole bodily existence becomes still. In deep samadhi, he stood still, his face radiating a divine glow. In the state of partial consciousness, he danced, sometimes gently and sometimes with vigor like of a lion. The gestures, postures, and movements change. One of the direct disciples explained in one place how Sri Ramakrishna had to dance. So soft and movements of a, we call Lasya and Tandava. Tandava is men dancing. Lasya is women dancing. From softness of a Lasya, he suddenly enters into a mode of like a lion. He rushes into somewhere far off, he moves off, disappears as if. And with the same speed he comes back, and again the movements used to make them wonder. Suddenly his mood changes and his way of dancing changes. Very fast movements, very slow and very graceful movements. Sometimes vigor of a lion. Again, regaining consciousness of the word, he sang himself, leading the chorus. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.